It's a terrible football show. What do you expect?
I want whatever you guys are smoking right now.
Just in my brain, it just makes so much sense.
OH!
Oh, baby,
go.
yeah!
You have no quarterback. You're going to need some punters.
Welcome to a terrible football show.
That's my quarterback and my teammate, man.
Ruins my fucking holiday every damn year.
Alex,
What up?
you could thoroughly kiss my ass.
If it's Toledo, I'm drawing the best damn rocket there is out there.
Now that's gonna look like a dildo.
I told my HR director about this show. He's going to listen to it.
They draft Xavier Worthy. What the fuck? Wide receiver from Texas.
Fucking hamster.
It's a hamster mixed in with a sheep.
The Buffalo Hamsters have traded.
Listen, guys, this is a terrible football show where everybody may be good at nothing, but we are terrible at everything.
That's facts. That's a clip for the intro.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
That's a clip for the intro, baby. Yeah, he's successful at just giving his terrible opinions, so why can't I? Terrible football show, after all. Welcome to the Terrible Football Show, episode 112 here on October 8th, 2024. Back after a 1 week break that was absolutely not planned. I was sick as possible, and I'm still a little under the weather, so I apologize for any coughing or anything throughout this episode. But we are back after a 1 week break where I feel like everyone kind of had something going on last week. You know, everyone here on the team. So a break was just kind of the best play here. Starting off the show a little on the light side. We should have some other guys joining in here in a bit, but we got Shane here to kick us off. Shane, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. Currently eating chili. That's one of the cans not on, but
Chili
ready
Tom.
to talk sports. Yep.
Yeah, it
ready
is.
to talk sports and who big.
All right, yeah. All right, look, I'll touch on that here in just a minute, all right? Because I don't think I can handle two of you fuckers starting off the show with that. So I'm going to give you your floor here in just a moment, all right? Yeah, big weekend of college football. There was, I think, 6 total upsets, which is insane, including most of those being very large and notable upsets. So a lot to talk about there. NFL got some interesting things going on. It's going to be a damn good weekend of football this weekend. Also, fuck the Saints and Alvin Kamara for not making sure that he got a touchdown. They lost me $100 last night. Appreciate that. That was awesome. But yeah, a lot to talk about here with our episode back. I also have a very cute Stanley Cup that you can very clearly tell is mine. I wanted to go ahead and get that out now if I drink from it here throughout the show. Make sure to check out our sponsor, Agent Inc. and Rogue Energy down in the description below. As well as check out our Patreon if you want to support us further. And we would definitely appreciate that extra support. Let me go ahead and turn down the music. And, of course, join the Discord. You can come chat with us, come chat on the show, be a friend, tell a friend. All of the normal things that content creators try to say. All the normal stuff. Do all of the things. All of the things. All right, Shane, listen. I can't handle two of you here on the show spazzing out. So, floor is yours, buddy. Get it out of your system. Whatever chants you want to chant, thoughts you want to throw out into the universe. Here's your time. Arkansas beat 4th-ranked Tennessee this weekend. How you feeling about it?
I mean, I'm feeling good. But at the end of the day, we could have played better, and we should have beat them by at least 14, and that's being generous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was, I count 3 drives in the red zone. No, 4 drives, sorry, and only one of them led to points. So, it was unfortunate. We didn't play our best, and we still won. Our defense was the reason why we clearly won. Please give Travis Williams a pay raise because that man deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, we should be 6-0 right now. I mean, if anybody's gonna have a reason against me, you can't tell me that we didn't dominate Oklahoma State and choke it at the end. You can't tell me that we didn't dominate Texas A&M and choke it at the end.
Yeah.
If our team played like we did this past Saturday, we'd be 6-0 right now, probably top 15 in the country.
Yeah, how you feeling about not being ranked?
It doesn't bother me, honestly. Because in my eyes, we have LSU's beatable. Ole Miss have shown that they're beatable. Especially going up against a top defense like ours has been performing. They're definitely beatable. Louisiana Tech should be beatable. The only worries I really have is Missouri and Texas A&M, Missouri and Texas.
Yeah,
that's left on the schedule, and even Missouri has shown that they can be beaten.
True.
With being beat by Texas A&M by 31 this past weekend.
Yeah.
So every game on our schedule except for Texas is winnable. And if that's the case, you're talking about a 9-3 season with the loss to Texas.
Yeah.
And you're talking about top 4 in the SEC. So it'll come. If we do our job and win games, it'll come. So.
Yeah. Jacob's trying to manifest you guys to the SEC championship. I call bullshit on that.
Yeah, I think that's such a load of shit. It literally I think he's grown a Peter Griffin on the side of his neck, and that's the one talking.
Yeah.
Because that is so much shit.
Yeah. I think he predicted Arkansas to win one time, and it caught all of you guys off guard.
Yeah, it did.
But I mean, let's not forget week 1. He said UAB to beat Arkansas just to be a troll.
Exactly.
Just to be a troll.
Exactly.
So Jacob, I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. Trying to will them to the SEC championship, man. Good luck with that.
Need some extra mouthwash for all that shit that's in your mouth.
No, I mean, what a historic weekend it was, man. This is why we love football. You know, when you have an unranked team like Arkansas taking down 4th-ranked Tennessee, and then you had like history be made with Vanderbilt beating number 1 Alabama. Shane, what was your reaction to that? Like, I mean, it's got to be the same as the rest of the country, where it's like, there's no way.
Yeah, I was at work when the game was going on, and I was literally, I think I might have been sweeping the floor because I think we might have been getting ready to go around that time. And I look up and it says halftime, Vanderbilt 20, or Alabama, I think it was like 10 or 13. I was like, there's no fucking way that Vanderbilt is winning right now. I was like, did Jalen Milroe get hurt? Did their coach like get COVID on the way there? Like, what's going on? So like, I'm sitting there just sweeping the floor, getting ready to leave, and watching the halftime report, and that was not the case. Vandy was just out there playing, and then I was watching the Razorback game when I got home, and they had an update or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Vanderbilt won, and they were up by 2 touchdowns with 5 minutes left. I was like, oh my god, they're not only beating Alabama, they are putting it on them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's pretty outstanding. I think the announcer said that coming into this game, going against top 5 teams that are 0-60, and was beaten by an average of like 25 or 27 points, or something like that in those games. So it's pretty astounding.
Yeah, it was like in Lane Kiffin's presser. Did you see that?
Yeah.
They tried to
where
ask him a
he was like-
question about his game, and he's just like, "How many times does Alabama have left?" Oh, okay. Sorry,
What?
this is like a once in a lifetime thing happening here. We may never see this again. Which is that's true. And I saw like the fines come down for taking down goalposts, and it's like Vanderbilt got a first time offenders fine, and it was like $100K or something. It's like they don't give a damn about that $100K. Not with what it costs to go there. They don't give a damn, especially when you beating Bama and you take the goalpost all the way downtown and throw it in the river.
Yeah, I saw this thing on TikTok where it was 4 miles
Yep.
from the stadium to the river. Like, that's fucking insane.
Yeah. I mean, it was history being made, man. I mean, like, I'm not going to discredit, I'm not going to say that, Alabama just had a bad day. Because, I mean, obviously they did have a bad day. But, I mean, you got to give credit to Vandy. Because, I mean, this is a team with Vandy that's looked considerably better this year. That has, like, shown a lot of fight. And I feel like this game kind of proved to them that, hey, this team can compete in some capacity. Like, this is a team that can fight. And I think we saw it this weekend. Now, was it a bad game from Bama? Sure. I think we can all agree to that. But, I mean, it's not like Bama lost to, your Kent State Golden Flashers. You know what I mean?
Flashes.
Flashes, sorry. My bad. Shout out to the Kent State Golden Flashes. They're the only team in FBS to not lead in a game all season. Shout out to that. But man, it was just it was history. Like, never would I have thought going in this weekend Bama would have lost to Vandy. Never. I never would have guessed that. And then it's just like from there, like you just continue to have upsets. I mean, you had Texas A&M ranked 25th at the time, beating 9th ranked Missouri. You had unranked Washington beating 10th ranked Michigan, which for that's their second loss. So I wouldn't necessarily call that one like ungodly surprising because Michigan has like, I mean, they've already lost one game. They are clearly not the same team that won the championship, you know. But it's still just like, I mean, you got an unranked team beating the 10th ranked team in the nation. It's still quite the feat. And you got Minnesota, you know, going into it a 2-3 team, you know, beating USC, 11th ranked in the nation. Like, oh my gosh. I think the other upset was, let's see, who was it? It was SMU beating Louisville was the other upset that took place. SMU being unranked, Louisville being ranked. Actually, no, there was another one. It was, I think it was UNLV, wasn't it? Yeah, Syracuse beating UNLV. That's the one where it's like, all right, those are pretty close. You know what I mean? While UNLV was 25th, I think Syracuse was probably like, in terms of nation, they were probably in like the 30s or something, you know? So that's pretty close. But still, I mean, like you look at all those upsets this weekend, it's like, oh my God. I don't feel like we've had a crazy ass weekend of college football like this since that unbelievably wild year of like, what was it, like 2007?
Yep.
Wasn't that the year that USF got second ranked in the nation just because of how many teams kept losing? I think the first ranked team lost like 64 times that year. Obviously not 64. You get my point. This weekend was unbelievable. I still can't I'm looking at all the scores right now of all just like the ranked games alone, and I still can't fully wrap my head around what took place this weekend.
Yeah, I saw the stat. I was watching. I think I might have been watching Get Up the following day or that following Monday or Good Morning Football. And they said that it was the first time in college football history that 2 top 5 teams lost to 2 unranked teams ever in college football.
Wow.
So, I mean, yeah, that is probably one of the craziest weekends that I can remember in the last 15, 20 years.
Right. Well, on top of all of that, still the most important thing of the weekend still took place, and that's Florida State still sucking.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's the main thing.
I love every second of that.
Yeah.
They popped up their stats, and they're like 120 or below in every single stat that can be produced. What a glory to college football.
Like, what a fall off, bro. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Last year's team was talented. Like, I hate Florida State with a passion. But, like, I'm not going to discredit talent, man. Last year was a damn good, talented team. What happened? I know everyone kind of left. You know, the main starters left and stuff. But, I mean, surely you would have thought they would have had talent in the wings. You know what I mean? Ready to go. The next batch, whatever. Jesus Christ. It's like even without, you know, DJ this weekend, because, you know, DJ, I think, is out with an injury. I don't think he was benched, for anyone wondering. I think he was out with an injury. That freshman, Brock Glenn, he didn't look much better either. So, I don't know. It's a phenomenal time to be a Florida State hater. That's kind of the glorious thing right now.
Just imagine a timeline where Norvell selects Cam Ward over DJ. Because it was down to those two guys. Yeah. And he chose DJ over Cam Ward. And then Cam Ward went to Miami because of it.
Thank you, Norvell. You know, former UCA Bear there. Appreciate you. You know, for picking DJ. Shout out to Cam Ward and the Canes, man. I mean, what the heck was that game? Okay. So checking out that game for as long as I did, that was when I was watching that, I'm like, yep, this is the Miami Hurricanes that I've been waiting for. This is the one that I've been waiting to see come out, is the one that's just going to lay a giant egg. And I went to bed. I was like, I don't give a shit anymore. It's like, we lost. It's whatever. I'm going to hear about it on Tuesday. It's fine. It's whatever. Just accept it. Move on. And then I woke up the next day and I was like in a daze. And I was scrolling Twitter and I was seeing all the posts about the second half. And, bro, like, no shit. Like, the first few posts I saw wasn't like, official, accounts or anything. And I thought it was people like trying to manifest into the second half. Like, all right, this is what Cam's going to do in the second half. And I'm just like, whatever, we lost. And I actually got to the Sports Center where it's just like historic comeback. I'm like, wait, we won? Like, what?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That last second throw into the end zone I think it was a catch. So, in my opinion, I don't think it should have been a comeback. But hey, the ref said it wasn't a catch, therefore they didn't score, therefore Miami won. But hey, to each their own.
Well, you know what? I'm glad Miami was on the winning side of a bad call, considering what happened in the national championship game with Ohio State. Okay, so I'm glad that we are on the right side of history on something. Now, granted, on the right side of history, like it's not like this was a championship game, so I would have been better to have it in the championship game. But you know what? At least something's coming in our favor. You know what I mean?
For real.
Wish I could say the same thing about Hawaii, though. Well, at least they played it close. They lost 27-24 to San Diego State. Braden played all right. Besides his one pick, and QBR was meh. But hopefully we can improve on that front. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on that. But also just a big weekend ahead for college football too. We got a lot of good games this weekend. You know what I mean? We have a game going on right now. Liberty and FIU currently tied 10-10. Liberty just scored a touchdown and just got an extra point. Shout out to that. So shout out to some good old Tuesday football. I think it's like starting of like last week, was it? Like we've got like 50-something days straight of football.
Yeah, I think it was like 55 days straight of football.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what we're here for, baby. We got New Mexico State and Jacksonville State tomorrow. Ooh, I did not catch that. I think that's in our Run Your Pool. I don't like having Tuesday and Wednesday games in the Run Your Pool because I know everyone.
So we don't have the Liberty game, but we have the New Mexico Jacksonville State game.
Has anyone put their games in yet?
No.
All right, I think I'm gonna go change that real quick. I don't like doing the Tuesday Wednesday games. I want everyone to have the opportunity to, usually people check it on like Wednesdays and stuff. So I'm gonna take that off real quick and I'm gonna swap that out. Let's see, what game do we want to put in there that's not in there currently?
Put another high-profile games because between Ricky, Jacob, and fucking Tyler,
Tyler's legendary with it.
It literally makes my job easy because I can just go in there and see any kind of ranked team and be like, I'll throw them in there because I know they're not going to pick them.
How Cincy you at UCF? How's that one sound to you?
Sounds better than fucking Fordham and Holy Cross.
UCF is a -3.5 favorite according to Run Your Pool. So we'll do that. There we go. Boom. Here we go. We're rocking. But no, big weekend ahead though. I mean, obviously the headliner game, Ohio State and Oregon. We don't have our personal Ohio fuck here at the time, but we do have our Oregon representative here. How are you feeling about the game?
I'm excited. I'm super excited.
Are you just excited just to watch a damn good football game, or do you feel nervous? Because I gotta be honest, man. Like Oregon's a good team, but I feel like we've seen some weak, some cracks in the armor this year.
I mean, I agree. Yes, I'm excited to see a good football game, but also I'm also excited because I don't know what the line is right now, but I think it's a game that Oregon can take.
Ohio State -3.
Yeah, for sure, and I think that's only because it's at Ohio State, isn't it?
No, it's at Oregon.
It's at Oregon.
Yeah, okay. It's at Oregon.
Okay. So I mean, technically, in my opinion, that's technically a 10-point because that always give home field advantage at least 6 or 7 points, regardless.
Yeah.
So technically, I see that if they're a 3-point favorite coming into ATSN, then they're really like a 9 to 10-point favorite. But the thing is, if you take away weeks 1 and 2, I completely agree that Oregon is a top 5 team right now in the country.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's very winnable. Now, will we win it? I think it's 50-50. I think it's a lot closer than 9-10 points. But I mean, Ohio State is a very good team. So
yeah. No, I think it's going to be a damn good game. I was talking to my temp boss about it, who's based in the I think he's based in Cleveland, and he's a big Ohio State fan. And he's just like, man, I gotta sit on it for a few days, and I'll talk to you at the end of the week and give you my thoughts on it. I'm just like, all right, I'll be waiting for it, Bubba. Because he's a big bettor. Me and him, we talk a lot of bets. So I'm waiting to hear his thoughts before throwing some bets in. I also want to hear Jacob's thoughts. Hopefully he can join in here in a bit. I don't know if he'll be able to. I know Ricky will be here. Ricky, our personal teacher and coach of the team here at ATFS, he has got parent-teacher conferences that should be ending about right now. So hopefully here like the next 30 minutes or so, he'll be able to hop in. I know he's going to talk about Vanderbilt. I know how damn excited he is about. At this point, Shane, I got to be honest, I'm low-key convinced he's more of a Vandy fan than Arkansas fan. Low-key.
I would agree.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure we're on the same page here, because low-key, that's how I'm feeling. All right, look, I can openly admit that I've become more of a Hawaii fan than a Miami fan. Still going to love the Canes, man. I've been rocking with them for a long damn time, but I just love the vibes of Hawaii. I love it. I love the fandom. I love they're great. They've embraced me. That's awesome. Yes, I'm more of a Hawaii fan these days. I feel like Ricky's becoming more of a Vandy fan. I feel like he's a traitor to the Arkansas Nation. So shout out to that.
I agree.
Red River rivalry this weekend, though. I don't think it's going to be super competitive. I mean, it's a rivalry game, right? It's always going to be competitive. But I think Texas is just so much damn better than Oklahoma. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Especially with Quinn Ewers coming back, apparently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think they should keep Arch?
No, I think Quinn's the guy.
Okay.
I think Quinn's the guy.
That's fair.
But the thing is, it's a toss-up, honestly. Like, because I'm gonna be honest. Like, I think Tennessee gave Oklahoma everything they could and more, and then pulled the game out.
Yeah.
But, man, I mean, and I guess people can agree with me or not, but in my opinion, I guess it's also kind of a homer, but Arkansas's defense wrote the book on how to shut down Tennessee this past weekend.
True.
But I think Oklahoma also. I mean, even Sam Pittman said this. Oklahoma assisted in that. So they're going to have a lot of tape on Oklahoma's defense. So I think that Texas offense may just have a field day. So we'll see.
See, that's kind of how I'm feeling about it. Because like I said, Oklahoma's not a bad team by any means, but it's like, I mean, Texas is, it's Texas. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they're one of the top teams in the country, one of the top offenses in the country. Like, look, it's a rivalry game. This game can always be close. You know what I mean? When it comes to college football, it's a drop of a dime on a Saturday or on a Friday or on a Thursday or even a Tuesday or Wednesday. If a team's going to randomly show up and be the most godsend team in the country. You know what I mean? It's going to happen it happens every damn year. This past weekend was a great example. And Oklahoma's not a team to raise your nose at. They're 18th in the nation, but they're 4-1, 18th in the nation. But it just doesn't feel like it. You know what I mean? Like, I've heard no conversation out of Oklahoma besides the fact that they hosted College Game Day and they lost to Tennessee. Like, other than that, I've heard no conversation. The conversation within the SEC, Oklahoma's not in that radar. They just haven't been. Arkansas has been more in the conversation for the SEC, and just the general conversation of things than Oklahoma, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I think a big reason why is Oklahoma has suffered a lot of injuries.
Yeah, they have.
Mostly on the offensive side of the ball, but I think I was looking at numbers the other day, and they had I think it was 9 of 22 starters were injured.
Yeah.
That's on the offense and defensive side of the ball. So that's including 3 offensive linemen, 2 defensive linemen. They are struggling keeping players healthy. And I think if they have everybody, they are top 10, top 15, top 12 team, but they are depleted right now.
Yeah, struggling. And because of that, man, I can't help but to feel like Texas is about to run all over them. I feel like Quinn Ewers, if he's going to come back this weekend, he is about to make their life very miserable this weekend. Like I wouldn't be surprised if Texas wins by like 4 touchdowns.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I wouldn't say 4. Because Oklahoma is even though their defense is depleted, they've got Brett Venables. They're gonna have a good defense. They're not gonna get blown up by 4 touchdowns. But,
Now, what would you do if they did?
I'd be mind blown. But I mean, I could definitely see them winning by 10, 14.
Yeah.
Maybe 17, depending on, whether a play goes Texas' way or not. But I think that's as high as it gets. If it gets to 21, I'll be surprised.
Right. What about this Ole Miss LSU game? 9th ranked versus 13th ranked over here. SEC battle down in Baton Rouge.
I think LSU's kind of what you're saying about Oklahoma, right? Like they're a good team, but no one's really talking about them.
Yeah.
And Ole Miss, it really depends on what team shows up.
That's true. What do you think about this injury thing with Ole Miss? Have you seen this? The theories on it?
See, the thing is, Lane Kiffin and what's funny is they just got done playing each other. But Lane Kiffin and Auburn's head coach, I forgot his name, they've been doing that for years. For years. The only time Lane Kiffin didn't do it was when he was at Alabama with Nick Saban. Other than that, he's done that type of shit every fucking year. So does Gus Malzahn, and so does Auburn's current head coach. Like I said, I forgot his name. Hugh Freeze.
Yeah.
Like those 3 guys, they've been doing that for fucking years, and it's in the last 2 years it's kind of really been noticeable because and especially because the head coach and offensive coordinator can talk to the quarterback, right? So that's why you saw Jackson Dart turn to his running back and be like, "Go down," because he has his OC and head coach in his ears telling him what the fuck to do. Like it's so cringe, and I think if it's that blatant, that you are faking an injury, that you have players telling you go down when you go down, it should be a flag.
Oh, 100%.
It should be a 15-yard penalty and a personal foul, to where if anything happens like that again, you get thrown out of the game. I think it's absolutely ridiculous.
Should suspension be involved?
I think so. I think it's just like
I think that's horseshit. I think that's horseshit to fake injuries.
I agree. I think it's a thing to where if you do get thrown out of the game, like if you get thrown out of the game for it, then it should be just like targeting, at least a half of a game.
Yeah.
Depending on where you got thrown out at.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, because I do think it's horse shit. Like the amount of people that gets injured every single week in football, like, come on. You're going to really just fake an injury for that, I don't know, that's horse shit to me. It doesn't matter if it's just like, oh, I got a cramp. If you're faking it, that's horse shit. Not a fan of that.
Yeah, if it's blatant, like it has been, that should not be. Yeah.
Shane Beamer called out on it. Which, Shane Beamer also said, now, hey, I understand we got our own things to fix. We got our asses blown out this weekend, but, come on. Like, when it's as frequent as it is, you have something happen right after a team's, opposing team's big first down play. Okay, guys not even being touched going down, then I think it raises some questions. Something along those lines is what he said.
Yeah, I understand why they're doing it, right? They don't want to use a timeout, but it's such a scummy thing to do.
Yeah,
I think it should be, like I said, 15-yard penalty, personal foul, and I think you should lose a timeout.
Right.
Fuck it. That's on you. There's no room for that in college football.
No room for that in any level of football. Like it's just scummy.
Luckily, I haven't seen it in professional.
Yeah.
But
can you imagine if someone does that and you're on the opposing side, or you're on the side of on the opposing side of like Bill Belichick? You know what I mean? Can you imagine Bill Belichick's reaction?
He would go berserk.
Yeah, dude, I can only imagine Dan Campbell's reaction if that happened, against him.
Bro,
or
he may actually fight.
He may run out in the field ready to go. You know what I mean? Out of all the coaches in the NFL, the one man that you want to put your chips in a fight is gonna be Dan Campbell. All right.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, like you're putting.
And it's not going to be a clean fight either. This man's going to pick up somebody's helmet on the side and just fucking go to town with it.
He's gonna go Myles Garrett on him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's going to come out swinging.
Yeah. Oh boy, here we go. Here comes the Ricksters.
Vanderbilt.
On top of the world right now for Ricky. On top of the world, top to bottom, aren't you?
Oh man, I tell you what, Saturday was a great day. It was probably one of the best college football days I've had in a very, very long time. Not just because Arkansas, won. I mean, obviously, that was just more icing on the cake for me. So I'll tell you the story real quick because it's a great story. And so I just got up here at teacher conference, by the way. So hopefully by the time I get home, I'll be able to get back on my laptop where y'all can see my face and everything. But so we had open gym on Saturday morning, and one of the brothers of one of my players was there, and he was like, "Hey, what upsets do you see today?" Well, I told him some of the real ones that I was real. And I said, "Hey," I told him some of the real ones, and then I said, "Hey, I got one for you, Vanderbilt over Alabama," and we were just laughing. Because I'm like, Vanderbilt over Alabama, just to joke with him a little bit, because he knows how much I care about Vanderbilt. So week 1, when they played Virginia Tech, they made that huge comeback to beat Virginia Tech. And I'm going all over the gym just cheering for Vanderbilt. And so, just to get them laughing and stuff like that, because, this is Vanderbilt for me. Anyways, and so I was just joking with him. So I was on my way to a wrestling event, and he texted me, and he goes, Vandy for the upset? And I'm like, what are you talking about? So I look, and it was 13-0 already. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be a little thing. They're going to come back. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's one of those things Emma does. They're going to come back. And then by the end of the night, or by the end of the game, I was actually doing commentary at this wrestling event. And I mentioned a comment, if Vanderbilt can beat Alabama, some of these young bucks can beat these guys in wrestling. And the announcer looked at me, the head announcer looked at me and goes, did Vanderbilt really beat Alabama? I said, yes, they did. The game just ended 40-35. Now, here's something else. And I put this on the chat, but I got to tell this story too. So I told our head coach, I told our head basketball coach, and I told that brother of the player that I have, because I told both of them, I said, if Vanderbilt pulls this off, I'm going to buy a Vanderbilt jersey. And I was a man of my word. It should be here sometime this week or next week. And I'm going to wear that thing every Saturday, no matter if they win or lose. And so that's fanship right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Before you got here, when we touched on the Vandy game, I told Shane, I was like, I think at this point, Ricky's become more of a Vandy fan than an Arkansas fan. And Shane agreed with me.
I am. Just because they're the underdog and there's no expectations.
So you feel how I feel with Hawaii.
Exactly.
That's
There's no
why
expectations.
I love Hawaii, man.
Why, like usually I give you crap about Hawaii because it's Hawaii, but at the same time, it's like there's no expectations.
Yeah, we're just here to have a good time.
Exactly. And I'm having a great time at Vanderbilt, y'all. I'm telling y'all. Like, my Vanderbilt fanship has gone up the roof. I'm even getting emails from the booster saying, hey, would you like to give toward the NIL?
You're thinking about it, aren't you?
Not on my teacher salary.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Shane can't believe what he's hearing over here. That you're swapping to another SEC team.
But you can't be mad. It's Vanderbilt. They haven't won anything in forever. They've had like 3 winning seasons ever in their history.
They beat Bama now before Arkansas has.
That is true. That is a set. Now, Brad Forrest also said the same exact thing that you said. Of course, he was also on that board because like that is not a good look. And we've come close to beating Bama twice, if not 3 times in the last. Well, let's see. Saban was there from 06, 07.
The last time we beat them was 2005.
Was
2004.
No, 06. It was 06 because it was the year before Saban got there.
It was the year Ben Cleveland and them were there.
Yeah, it was the year. Yeah, it was that year. It may have been 05, but I think it was 06.
Because Ben Cleveland caught the game-winning touchdown in the front right pylon.
And so, it sure did. It was a good football game. But like I said, we've You know, I mean, and then of course when Arkansas pulled it, like, I thought Arkansas was done when they were down 14-3. I'm like, there's no way we're coming back. There's no way that we're going to come back from this. They're going to let down, and they didn't let down. They just kept going, and it's it's the same story for Arkansas. You know, Arkansas and Iowa has something very in common. They got a great defense but no offense, and that's just the thing is like they got to figure the offense out. We're not very fast on wideout. And that's one reason why I don't think we're getting open a lot downfield. Because we're just not very fast.
I completely disagree with you. There has been multiple signs on tape. Our receivers, especially Tesla and Armstrong and Broden, they're all getting separation. But what's happening is mostly because of our offensive line. But that's a given. I think anybody with any somewhat football knowledge can see that our offensive line is one of the worst in the country, besides last Saturday. But what's happening is Taylor Green is getting to his first and second read, and if he doesn't see anything, he's running out of the pocket because he's having to run for his life. But the thing is, like, there's been plenty of times Greg McElroy has broken it down, David Pollock has broken it down. There's so many. Hell, I even think Kirk Benkirk has a video on it to where he's not getting rid of the ball when he should. He's sitting there holding, not seeing his first progression, seeing his second progression, and just holding on to the ball when he has the arm talent and the ability to make those throws in the windows that are open. He's just not doing it.
And that's a lot. That's where more experience will come in for him, because I don't think he played a whole lot at Boise anyway. Because that was something I noticed, is that he does not know how to do it. Like, they were trying to do option plays with him, and it's like there were times he should have handed it off to the running back and let him go, and then there were times he should have kept it and took off, because he had a wide open gap in several possessions during the season so far where he could have taken it off and ran, and instead he just hands it to his running back and leaves him out dry. But that's going to come with experience. But I think because like I said, I've talked with people within the Arkansas realm of things who are pretty close to the program, and like I said, the receivers are getting open, but that's more coaching. They're not that fast. They're not as fast as what a normal wide receiver is. Like, there's no elite wide receiver that we have. We don't have an elite wide receiver right now, at least not one to my knowledge.
I mean, yeah, we don't have a Jeremiah Smith or a Ryan Williams or an Isaiah Bond or an
Greg
Evan
Childs,
Stewart.
Jarius Wright, anything like that. And hopefully, like I said, hopefully with time it'll be fine. But like I said, I still have no expectations. I just don't. I got to that point where I'm like, I just don't. And so, but we'll see. Like I said, it was a good win though. We finally won a one possession game. I don't care how you win it. It's not how you. What's that saying? It's not how you start, but it's how you finish. And we finished on top.
Yep.
Hey, win's a win, baby.
Hey, yeah. Even though Tennessee let us score, but hey, we won the game.
Yeah, win's a win, baby. That's how. I feel that way. Since Ricky's here, I'll touch on this again. I feel that way towards that Miami win, but at the same time, like, Ricky, you've been hearing me say it on this show since before the season started. I've been waiting for that sort of game to happen for Miami. You know what I mean? I'm just conditioned to believe it's going to happen. I'm glad we were able to pull it out. We turned it around, had a historic comeback. That's great. But man, oh man, was I sweating. I just said, fuck it, went to bed. And then I woke up in a daze not believing the news that we actually won. We won, though.
Y'all were down 38-19. I actually put my phone on the charger and stopped looking at scores. And then I'm like, this game's over.
Yep.
And so then I right before I went to bed, which was late that night, I looked at my phone and I said, holy crap, they come back and won. I said, Alex is going to be happy now.
Boy.
And that's the thing. And I'll give Cal credit, because Cal's much better this year than what they have been as of recently. So I give Cal all kinds of credit. But at the same time, you should play Cal close because of how respectable they've been this year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that's a win that y'all should have won by at least 10 or if not 14 points.
I agree. And that's why I said, like, that's the type of Miami game I've been waiting on. I knew it was going to happen, where we were going to lose a game that we shouldn't have lost, or in this case, barely win a game that we should have dominated. You know, I knew it was coming. Happens every damn year. Every damn year it happens. It usually it's to Florida State. So I'm thankful it wasn't the Florida State, but that game's still on the schedule. Even though they look terrible, arguably one of the worst teams in the country. Hey, listen, Miami can just forget that they're Miami going into that game. They can completely forget about it. One thing I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on, because, like, I mean, guys, listen. This is not real life. This is not real life. I'm sorry, it's not. What in the hell is going on with Ashton Genty up at Boise State? Like, dude, these stats are not real. Like, I look at his stats right here in front of me, and I'm just like, Heisman winner. Give him the Heisman. As long as he stays healthy, Heisman's his. Yeah. Period. This is unbelievable. 95 carries, over 1,000 yards, 1,031, and he's already got 16 touchdowns. He's already eclipsed his touchdown mark that he had last season with 14, and now he's on his way to eclipse his yards, obviously. And you know, last year he got 1,300 yards, and we're freaking 5 games in, and one of those games he only played one half. Like, this isn't real life. This is legit. We are watching a literal video game player in real life.
Yeah, Saturday's game he had 186 yards and only played the first half.
What year is he in?
He is a junior.
Junior, yeah.
Yeah, junior.
I would opt out your senior year, and I would go to the NFL now. He is going to be a first-round pick if he goes to the NFL.
Oh, 100%. Like, look, I understand, like, the verdict on first-round running backs is not the most positive thing in the NFL amongst the NFL teams anymore. Like, it's pretty rare. We don't have them that often. We had, Bijan Robinson a couple years ago. I don't even know if we had anyone last year. I could be drawing the biggest blank right now on some star, but I don't think we did. It's just not something you do because they have a short lifespan. Like, it's got to be a generational guy. This is a generational guy. All right, like, up front. Like, this is unfreaking believable what's happening. And it's like, look, if he continues even a quarter of the pace that he's on, just give him the Heisman and call it a day. Fuck Travis Hunter.
Yeah,
fuck anyone else.
He's on pace for well over.
Yeah. Like, it's Ashton.
He's on pace for well over 2,000.
I mean, he reminds me a lot of Jay Ajayi, right? I mean, I guess it can be kind of a biased thing from being Boise State, but he reminds me a lot of Jay Ajayi, a lot. And if he can have, I mean, unfortunately, Jay Ajayi only had, a short 2-3 year career in the NFL, but he was top 3, top 5 running back when he was there.
You want to know who he reminds me of, legitimately? And like you two would be the most prime people to agree or disagree, but this is what I personally see when I watch him just explode and destroy on a college level. He reminds me of Darren McFadden. Like, the level of dominance that this guy, he reminds me of D-Mac, guys.
So,
Ricky, we're losing you. We're losing you. We're losing you, buddy.
The Mountain West. No disrespect. No disrespect, because you and I both know the West Conference is much different than what it used to be, and so it's a lot harder than what it used to be. So no disrespect to the guy whatsoever. But I remember clear as day that there were times Darren McFadden had to run for a 250, 300-yard game just to win.
Yeah.
And this young man's doing it in one half. I'm like, that's amazing. 189 yards in one half. Not a full game, one half. And so this guy here has a legitimate opportunity to be great. But I think he needs to opt out his senior year and go straight to the pro level after this year.
I agree. The NFL's waiting, dude. I mean, like, people are waiting for him. I was every Sunday, I'm usually out like doing gig work or whatever. So what I do for my Bears games is I check out Bears Now. Shout out to Bears Now. You should check them out on YouTube. They're fantastic. And I listen to their live play-by-play. And I was listening to the pregame before the kickoff, and like they mentioned Ashton's just like, hey, look, if the Bears want to try to snag Ashton like the second round, I wouldn't be mad. I'm like, all right, this is the one dumb take you've ever said, because if you think he's going to last the second, you're out of your mind. It's not going to happen. Like, out of all the takes this guy's ever said,
Jones,
that's the one that's the dumbest thing.
Now and take this first round. Yeah, Jerry Jones needs to tank the rest of the season and get this guy in the first round next year.
Look, like Ashton he's a top 10 draft pick at this point. And if he just continues to play the way he is, stay healthy, dude, it's game over. Heisman's his. Like, I understand, like, people like to ride on the Travis Hunter trade because of how gifted of a player he is playing both sides of the ball for an extensive period of time. And I agree. And Travis should 1,000,000% go to New York. Let me stress that. He needs to go. He deserves it. But it's Ashton's year, man. He's the Heisman winner. Travis, in my opinion, is the runner-up. After that, I feel like it's kind of a gap after that. I like Quinn. I like Jalen. I like Ryan Williams. Ryan Williams is a gifted player, man.
He's only 17.
I know. I love to stress that he's only 17. But man, is he a gifted receiver. I can't wait. He's one of those receivers that can 1,000,000% win the Heisman here in a couple of years. Next year, the year after. I feel like this year it's going to be a little tight, where he might be outside that window when you got a guy like Ashton and Travis. But, Ryan is so damn talented, man. He really, really is.
So one thing I want to stress out before we move on, though, because when it comes to the Heisman, they're very, very strict on like conferences and everything like that. Hopefully they're not. But I also want to take you back to when Hawaii had Colt Brennan.
Yep.
Had better numbers than most of the quarterbacks, went undefeated, and he didn't even come close to winning it.
I think he got he got third, but I think in terms of votes, I think it was pretty far off. Let me look that up because I think
it was bad.
That was, I think, was it 2007 Heisman?
Yeah, I think it was when Tebow won it, if I'm not mistaken.
No, yeah, you're right because it was Tebow, Chase Daniel, Darren McFadden, and Colt Brennan. Yeah, Colt Brennan came in third. So first place, Tim Tebow, first place votes had 462. Darren McFadden had 291. Colt had 54. Chase Daniel had 25. Second place, Tim Tebow had 229. Darren McFadden 355. Colt Brennan 114. Colt Brennan had 242 thirds. Darren McFadden 120 and Tim Tebow 113.
Yeah, garbage. Can't believe they gave it to Tim Tebow.
Look, man. I'm telling you, I can believe that why they give it to Tim Tebow. I cannot believe why they gave it to Troy Smith. That's my stance on the Darren McFadden Heismans.
Okay, I will agree with you on that part. That I get that as far as a Tebow over McFadden versus Troy over McFadden, I'll give you that much. But Tim Tebow was not the best player in the country that year. I don't care what anybody says.
Man, he's the best college player of all time.
No, he's not. Stop that. No, he's not. Relax now.
He is the best college player of all time, my friend.
Nuts. Absolutely nuts. Reggie Bush was much better than he was.
But no, Ashton is set up for a phenomenal year, man. I hope it continues, and and also just kudos to him for not transferring. He stayed where he felt at home. He stayed where he felt like they were building something positive, and it's showing off. You know what I mean? Like, he had all the ability of the world to transfer and didn't. And so he's staying put, doing his thing, man. So shout out to that.
Well, I'm gonna hop off and then hop back on, guys. I'm here at home. I'm gonna get on my computer. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right, man. While he's hopping off, let me shout out one of our sponsors. Let me shout out some Rogue Energy. You can use the referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. But hey, you don't have to use our promo code. If they have a better sale going on, which they usually got some good sales, that's fine. Hit that up. But just use the referral link. You're going to still be helping out the brand. Whether if you want to get the hydration line, the chill line, or the energy line, they're all fantastic. For the energy line, for the cans, definitely recommend the black cherry lemonade. For the energy powder, Rocket Pop, Strawberry Kiwi, Grape Popsicle, and Sour Candy are some solid ones. And then for the hydration, Dragon Fruit Mango is phenomenal. Highly recommend that. And honestly, all the hydrations are. I think it was like there's a Skittles one. I forgot what it's called, but it's really good. They've got some solid stuff over there at Rogue Energy, and you can check all that out with the referral link down below. Look at that. We shout out a sponsor. Holy shit. That's a first. That doesn't happen often. All right. Let's move over to the NFL, which we had some breaking news out of the day. Bob Saleh fired from the New York Jets. Is this deserved?
Honestly, I'm kind of torn on it. Like, I don't think he necessarily deserved to get fired, but I understand why they did it. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look, I think the Jets has had the shittiest schedule from week 1. I mean, they played they opened, I think they opened football on a Thursday night, if I'm not mistaken, or if not, it was Sunday and then a Thursday. Like, they have
It was
not had
Monday. It was Monday. They opened Monday.
Yeah,
night.
Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a Monday, and then a Sunday game, and then they had a Thursday game, and then they have a regular Sunday game, and then their next game is on a
In
Thursday
London.
again, and then they have a Sunday game in London.
Yeah.
Like, their schedule has been so shite.
Yeah.
Like, it's unreal.
Right.
But I'll give them a little leniency on that. Other than that, I mean, yeah, the team hasn't been playing as well as they should, but like, I don't think he deserves to get fired, 5 weeks into the season. But
I think this was a bad play. The reason why is, as everything that we know to the public, right? He has nothing to do with the offensive play calling. You know what I mean? That's Nathaniel Hackett, whatever. That's his thing. But as far as we know, he is very heavily involved with the defense. And this is a top 5 defense in the NFL. I think right now, they're ranked like number 2 in a lot of categories. I think they're number 1 in a couple categories. This is a top defense in the NFL. Like, and it was the same way last year too, where last year his defense was what was keeping him in games. You know what I mean? Like, last year, like, he had once again a top 5 defense. Like, obviously this might be a situation where he's just going to be better as a defense coordinator. We see that all the time. I think the guy over in Kansas City is a good example. What's his name? Steve Spagnuolo. He hasn't been a head coach since, I think, when the Rams were in St. Louis and he was the Rams head coach and he bombed there. But my God, that man's been a damn good defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? And it could be the same thing with, like, let's say Matt Eberflus with the Bears. We know he's a damn good defense coordinator. We see it in Chicago. We saw it in Indy. And it could be the same thing with Bob Saleh. But, like, I understand that your job as the head coach is to kind of, like, you are the face in terms of the coaching. You are the face in terms of decisions, right? In terms of the day-to-day stuff. So I understand, like, it's your job to make sure that the offense is going to be clicking with whatever coach that you hire and put in the spot and whatever, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I get that, but man, we are 5 weeks into the year and you got a top 5 defense. Like, there's been some struggles in some other areas. I don't think Bob Saleh being fired was the right play for the Jets right now. Like, I just don't. Like, if this continued a few more weeks, I mean, yeah, sure, whatever. But I just don't feel like this was the right move by the Jets to go ahead and fire him now. To me, this is a Jets move. The Jets have not changed. They have not learned. They're gonna pay for this guy for 4 more years. They're gonna hire the next coach. He'll fail. They'll pay him. They'll be paying him and Bob at the same time. Like, they were paying 3 guys at once. This is no change out of the Jets organization, in my opinion. Like, this was a bad move. Ricky, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I completely 100% agree. Whenever I saw it this morning, the first thought I had was exactly what it says. No surprises to the Jets. They should not have. I understand why they did it, because they did need some kind of face to show that, hey, we are trying. But they should have never gotten Aaron Rodgers. They should have. I understand why, but you look at over the 3.5 years that he was there. Look at all the situations he was in. Defensively, he was fine. He had nobody to lead his offense. His offense was terrible. They were injury prone like crazy. But yet, let's go ahead and put the head coach. And it's part of it. It's the business. Let's put the head coach involved in it. But in this situation right here, Robert Saleh will get a second chance elsewhere. At least he should. This is 100% on the Jets ownership and organization for not being able to get players to surround him. The exception of Breece Hall, they've had terrible draft picks, and it's not going to get any better until they change management from top to bottom. It's just not going to change.
I agree. The Jets are just one of those franchises that are just kind of cursed. There are certain franchises that are just cursed, whether it's with bad ownership or whatever. And I feel like that's where it is with, the Jets, is with Woody Johnson, is that I wouldn't say that he's on the same level as, like, David Tepper in terms of impatience, but there's definitely some impatience. Because, I mean, like, when it came to last year with the Jets, how much can you blame on Bob Saleh for last year? I feel like last year is a free pass. You know what I mean? Like, you lost Aaron Rodgers 4 plays into the season. Like, I don't know. In my mind, that feels like a free pass for the year. Like, all right, we're not going to hold this one against you. But, hey, you had a top 5 defense all year. Kept you in the game all year. That's awesome. You know, like, I don't know. I feel like for this year, I feel like you should have let them cook a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, there's been some issues, sure. But, you know, I feel like the issues that the Jets have had, I feel like they can be corrected. You know what I mean? Like, you got talent on the team. So, I don't know. And apparently it was a wild situation. Like, apparently Bob Saleh didn't get to say anything to the players. He had to be escorted off via security. That was from Pro Football Talk that was reporting on that. Like, that's insane. Like, I got to know what happened. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm so damn curious what happened at that facility.
There is probably a good chance because him and Aaron Rodgers I don't think had the best relationship at all whatsoever.
See, they
But
said they
there's a
did. They both said they did. Like
saying and looking is two totally different things.
I mean, that's true. Like, I mean, you know, Bob Saleh said that the relationship's fantastic. Aaron said that they're really good friends. So it's like I don't fully buy into the Aaron Rodgers caused him to get fired theory that's going around. I'm not buying into that.
No, but I will say this much. He pissed somebody off above him.
Yeah.
They probably had some words, and then that person that he had words with said, "Okay, I'm going to get you fired right now," and that's probably what happened.
I could definitely see that with how it went today. Could definitely see that. But I don't know. It sounded like something was cooking up just last night too, because I don't remember who it was. It wasn't an official source. It wasn't some random bullshit source. Some official source that I follow tweeted late last night at like 10:30. All they said was Jets. That's all they said. So something was cooking just even as of last night.
He pissed the wrong person off. It's okay. They're going to pay him his money anyways.
Yeah, he's going to go back to San Francisco and compete for a championship. Let's be honest. That's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, just going back to the schedule thing, and the Jets have another Monday night game this week. So the scheduling issues continue to fuck the Jets.
Yeah.
But on the second thing, we'll find out next or tomorrow. Aaron Rodgers is going on Pat McAfee, and apparently he's told Pat McAfee that he's going to explain what happened. So we'll see.
Oh, I got to tune in for that. Yeah, I'm going to have to tune in for that one, see what's up. On another side of terrible, woeful franchises, man, the Browns are so damn bad. Like, dude, it blows me away that you were such a competitive team last year, right? With all the injuries, whatever. You know, you had all these backups starting. You know, you had, you know, your coach win Coach of the Year, and now we're into this season is looking as dysfunctional as they are. Dude, and I got to say this too, man. You know, I got to say this. For anyone that's just like, look, I understand he's not playing well. I get it. But for anyone that's just trying to completely blame Deshaun like this past weekend, stop reading into clips, man. Just stop. Yeah. Like when I watched that play, my first thought was, I feel like there's a lot of orange on my screen. Was my first thought, and I started counting, and I'm like, oh, there's 12 people on the field. Okay, so that whole clip makes a lot more sense in context. You know what I mean? But it's so sad too, man, because I've seen like, you know, pretty large, you know, content creators and like different, you know, not like TV level sportscasters, but, you know, take that clip and just take it and twist it as, oh, Deshaun gave up, and never even mention the 12 men on the field. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on. We can all count. All right, we can count. Like, I feel like counting's possible.
I think partially it is on Deshaun. I saw this report from a guy that breaks down football. Like, he breaks down a quarterback play. I forgot who it was, but he basically is stating like, hey, Deshaun Watson doesn't know what the fuck he's doing out there. Like, he's not able to read the defense. He's checking into the wrong stuff. Much like what we saw, no offense, Alex, but what we saw with Caleb Williams in a play during last week, he goes to check, and the center's like, no, fire. and he's standing there pointing at this guy that's about to blitz through a fire blitz through the A gap, and then Caleb has to recheck into something else. You see a lot of that. You see Deshaun checking into something that's it's like he's seeing ghosts out there, like Will Levis is.
So,
like,
some interesting insight on this as well. I don't think you're wrong on this assessment because, I mentioned him earlier. My current temp boss, right? He's from Cleveland. Big Ohio State fan, big Browns fan, and he and I were, we've talked about the Browns every single week. And the one thing that he said about, Watson and just like the sort of issues that you talked about is that he really thinks that it's like part of the problem is Stefanski's offense. Because he's like, out of all the time I've been watching the Browns and watching Stefanski's offense, he's an older guy. He's been a Browns fan for, unfortunately, his whole life. He said the only guy he felt like actually got his offense and was a good fit for it was Flacco. Literally no one else that has ever walked in that building and played for that offense has clicked with they're just not the right player for the right offense. You know what I mean? And it could just be one of those situations that, Deshaun's not reading the offense well. He's not grasping well, maybe because it's just not the right offense for him, But it's to a point where it's like, when you look at the Browns ownership, I mean, they are not going to let Stefanski take Deshaun out. I mean, not the amount of money they paid, the amount they gave up for him. They are going to ride or die with that trade. You know what I mean? And, oh, boy, they are.
Stefanski will be out of a job before they get rid of Deshaun.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Which if they keep going the pace they are, man, I'm telling you, I could definitely see it, before the end of this year, which is wild because he won Coach of the Year just last year. Like what a turnaround. What happened? I don't know. That's crazy. They're about to get Nick Chubb back, so hopefully he comes back from injury well, and hopefully that can help, bring a different form of life to the offense. You know what I mean? Because he's a difference maker. Whenever, the Chubb or not is here to destroy. So I'm hoping for the best on that one because I love Nick Chubb.
If you look at the overall statistics right now, Deshaun Watson is 26th passing yards as a quarterback. He's 28th in QBR, and here's what's even more nuts. He's 7th in pass attempts this season.
That is insane. Excuse me, what?
7th in passing this year, as far as passing attempts, he is 7th currently in the NFL in passing attempts this season. Only ones above him, you got Geno. Geno has 199 pass attempts. Dak Prescott in Dallas, Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, Daniel Jones in New York, Kirk Cousins, C.J. Stroud. Those are the only ones above him.
Yeah, I've got it pulled up now. I see what you're talking about. That's an insane little statistic, man. When you look at when you look at those attempts, right, and you look at the yardage that these guys have got out. Geno with almost 1,500, Dak with almost 1,500, Aaron with right over 1,000, Daniel with, even Daniel Jones almost 1,200 yards, Kirk Cousins with 1,300, C.J. Stroud 1,300, and then you have Deshaun Watson with 852 yards.
Now here's also another statistic. This is something else they're struggling with. Deshaun Watson, for 5 games, has been sacked 26 times. That leads the NFL. It's bad. Like that's bad.
Yeah, and he is the only quarterback in the NFL to be sacked over 20 times as of now. I'm sure that will change soon, obviously, when you look at some of the other numbers and how close they are. But that's crazy. That's a crazy stat with the attempts thing. I'm going to have to bring that up to my temp boss and see if he's noticed that too. He probably has.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Man, that's rough. It's a rough time to be a Browns fan, man. And it's raised the conversation. I've seen people have the conversation around where it's like, who's the more dysfunctional and destroyed franchise, the Browns or Carolina? I'm like, I still don't think that's a comparison. I still think it's Carolina. I think David Tepper's a piece of shit, an impatient piece of shit that's going to run that franchise even further into the ground. Right? At least the Browns have diehard enough fans that even through 0-16, they are still showing up. You can't sell tickets in Carolina. And the sad part is, they have a fan base, bruh. Like, look when the team was good. You know what I mean? Like, they got a fan base, man. But, like, David Tepper's just destroyed that franchise, dude. And, Carolina got their shit wrecked by Chicago this weekend, which very happy on my front as a Bears fan. Because, like, look, here's my stance on it. When I was talking to my boss about it. Like, look, I understand it's the Panthers, and Caleb balled out. And I know it's like, well, it's the Panthers. I agree. But here's the thing. I have seen more development over 5 damn games than I saw from Fields in the entire time he was here. Every week, Caleb is seeing more and unleashing the ball more. He's thrown 2 games. He's had over 300 yards passing. That equals what Kyle Orton, Rex Grossman, and Justin Fields did. Like, the development, we're on the rise. We're gonna have a bad game again, no doubt about it. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have probably a couple more bad games before this season's over. That's fine, baby. As long as we keep trending up, that's all I want to see. It's like when you look at a game like this Carolina game, when I look at that score of 36-10, that is what I expect. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta dominate the games you're supposed to dominate, win the games you're supposed to win, and for the games that you're supposed to lose, just be competitive. That's the mindset, in my opinion, approaching teams. So the Bears look damn good this weekend. I'm feeling good as a Bears fan. But one of the wild things to me about the Panthers, and just really drives home like they are just a dysfunctional franchise. Now, I have not fully fact-checked this, but from every account I've seen, this seems to be what was said. Did you guys see the fact that, Andy Dalton got pulled out at the end of the game? They threw Bryce in, and apparently it was to protect Andy Dalton. That's insane to me that's the logic that you go with.
Oh, I will say this much, and then we can do whatever. But with all due respect, they're not doing with Caleb Williams what they did with Justin Fields. They
100%.
really did not let Justin Fields be himself. They didn't let him throw all over the place that they're doing with Caleb Williams. And that's what they should have done. You and I have had many discussions on this show of what they should have done with Justin Fields.
Ruined them.
And I know that exactly. And in Pittsburgh, he's doing okay in Pittsburgh.
He's still not the same guy.
He's still not the same guy, though.
No, he's not who he was at Ohio State. That's, again, what me and my boss was talking about. He's like, man, when Justin came into the league, I thought there was no way the Bears could have ruined him. And they did. I'm like, bro, I'm telling you, Justin's not the same guy. Like, look, I still see the argument of why we should have kept Justin Fields. You know what I mean? Like, you finally put a team around him. Maybe could he have played? Yeah. But at the end of the day, I still support the decision we went with, because I look at it from a contract perspective. We were going to have to pay Justin. We got Caleb on a 3-year rookie deal. Let's build on him. Let's use the money, build the offensive line, because he's been sacked 17 damn times, as I just saw when I was looking at the stats with Watson. So let's protect him a little bit better. But no, I mean, with Carolina, though, dude, Bryce's career is done in Carolina. It's done. And like that team is done. There's no hope for that team. It's unbelievable what's happening in Carolina. You know what I mean?
They're pretty awful.
Yeah. Beyond that, though, let's see. Shout to Ricky's Commanders.
That's right, my Commanders, baby. Let's go.
Beating the shit out of the Browns, the team we just finished talking about, man. 4-1 right now for the Commanders. Unbelievable what's happening over there.
And all of you laughed at me.
We did.
I want y'all to remember.
We did.
Listen, there's still a whole lot of season left. But y'all, I'm just telling y'all, they look really good right now.
Yeah.
Is this a trend for Ricky hopping off of his favorite team for a divisional and conference foe?
I think so.
That's fucking insane.
This is what happens when you join a couple of teams with zero expectations whatsoever. You're just happy that they're out there playing football at this point. That's just all there is to it.
You know what I think it really is? Because I think this plays a lot into it, because this is how Tyler became a Wyoming fan.
Tyler inspired me to do this. That's what it is. Tyler inspired me.
I think it's just you being on this show. You're just riding with the train of memes, just having a good time.
I will say this. That is the correct answer, honestly. Like that is the correct answer. Tyler is Tyler. But I will say this much. I've always paid attention to football.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit different now being with the show than what it was prior to being with the show. You guys have all had like a second and third favorite team, like yours was Hawaii.
Yep.
Jacobs at one point was Northern Illinois. I can't remember what. No, Saints was Arkansas State. I always paid attention to Arkansas State, but I really started paying attention to some of these lower level teams as I was progressing here on this show. And then I just started. I'm like, you know what? Vanderbilt doesn't have a fan base. Their stadium holds like 40,000 people in it. It's not very much at all. I'm even considering going to Nashville to watch a game. That's how great it is to be a Vanderbilt fan right now, ladies and gentlemen. It just feels so great to be a Vanderbilt fan. We have no expectations, and we still might not make a bowl game.
Yeah, I know. That's the crazy part. You beat Alabama, and you still might not make a bowl game. You still got an uphill battle to go.
Hey, and Alabama may not make the play. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, if there was a 14 playoff, I don't care if Alabama finishes the rest of the season undefeated. I don't care if they win the SEC. There's no way I'm putting them in the top 4 after that loss.
Ooh, okay. That's a hot take.
Here
there.
we go. There's another hot take. That win more upset than what Appalachian State beat Michigan.
Ooh.
Bigger upset. Here's my argument. Get ready and buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because this is about to be our little wild ride.
Let's do it. This might be a clip.
I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm 100% right, because there's arguments to be made on all sides of the deal. Appalachian State had high success at the FCS level. For many, many years, they had high success at the FCS level. If my memory holds, I can't remember if it was the year before or 2 years prior when Appalachian State beat Michigan, they actually won the FCS playoffs. They actually won it. They were always up there at the top, kind of like how North Dakota State and South Dakota State are now. And we're seeing that they're actually seeing some pretty good success. Up until this year, Appalachian State has done fairly well since joining the FBS level. Yes, I know they're in the Sun Belt, but they're one of the teams who's made the Sun Belt Conference actually really, really good.
Yep.
Vanderbilt's been at the bottom of the SEC for years. The only reason they're the SEC is because they're baseball and their academics. That's it. That's all they're really in the SEC for. They shouldn't even be in the SEC. If there's any school in the SEC right now that shouldn't be in there, is definitely Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt should be an FCS program at best. They've always just been that bad. It is a well-known. They are below 500. Historically, they are below 500 when it comes to football. And it's pretty bad. I think it's like 550 and like 7 something. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head, but they are historically bad at football. With nothing going on. You are coming off a Nick Saban era, a dominant Nick Saban era. They're ranked number 1 in the country, and you lose to a team who not only yes, I know they went to Missouri. I know they went to Missouri, and they took Missouri to overtime. Should have won that game, but that's neither here nor there. But this is also a team who just lost to Georgia State as well, and it was at Georgia State, a team they should not have lost to. So in my mind, when I look at this, with the lack of success that Vanderbilt's had at the FBS, for me, this is the greatest upset in Division I football history. I don't want to hear about Howard over UCLA. I want to hear about who was it that beat UNLV several years ago. That was really terrible. I can't remember who it was off the top of my head. I don't want to hear about any of that. When it comes to big time programs, Alabama is one of the most elite programs, and I understand Michigan was at the time too. But Michigan was also on a little downfall at that time as well. They weren't at their peak. Alabama's been at their peak for years. They lose to a team like Vanderbilt. To me, this is the greatest upset in the history of college football.
Man, I don't know. When you make an argument like that, I kind of want to jump on the bandwagon with you.
SEC for sure.
Oh yeah,
SEC for sure.
Yeah, just in terms of SEC play alone, absolutely.
People can make an argument against me, and I will probably agree to disagree. In my mind, you look at the state of Alabama versus Nashville. Y'all realize, I'm telling y'all, Nashville Stadium only holds like 45,000, I think, at most.
Yeah, and they also have cranes
Alabama
holding up the scoreboard. Or at least last year they did. That's probably fixed now.
There's a reason why Nick Saban said what he said, because he's absolutely right. They do not have much of a fan base. Their fan base is kind of like me. They have no expectations. A lot of them don't go to games. They go to games for other teams. My understanding, there were more Alabama fans there than were Vanderbilt fans.
That is 1,000,000% correct because one of my coworkers, he's based in the Nashville area and he's a diehard Bama fan.
I will agree with you, but only because of this reason. Appalachian State, I could be wrong. They either won because they hit a last-second field goal, or they won because Michigan missed a last-second field goal. I forget which one it was.
It got blocked.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, blocked and
that's right.
returned. Blocked and returned.
Yep, blocked and returned for a touchdown.
I think.
Oh no,
think
it got returned, but I think Appalachian State had the lead.
Yeah, I think it does pass that because let's be honest, that was more than a 5-point win. Like Alabama scored, there was 5 minutes left in the clock, left in the game when they got the ball back, down 2 scores. I think it was like 27-40 or something like that. And Alabama went down there and scored in like a minute and a half and got a 2-point conversion to make it 35. So technically 5 minutes left in that game, Vanderbilt was up, 13? Yeah, 13 points, 2 scores. Like, they had that game in hand going into the fourth quarter. That's the only reason why I would agree with you.
I think it's a fair argument, honestly. You know, when you tee it up that way, I think it's a legitimate conversation to have. I know everyone likes to, fantasize about and romanticize, the Appalachian State Michigan game because it was like, FCS program over a high-ranking historical FBS program. But hey, man, facts are facts, baby. I think the facts are speaking right here that this could be the greatest upset in college football history.
And also, by the way this Vanderbilt's team playing, this will not be the only one they get this year.
Ooh.
They may only win one more game, but I think that next one win or whatever they get is going to be another upset.
Oh, okay. All right. We're calling that. I think Vanderbilt's got a legitimate shot to make like a bowl game and stuff. I think this is a good team. They got a lot of fight. They're very competitive, as we saw.
The only game they have left that I'll call lock on is Ball State. That's because Ball State is just
Terrible.
one of the worst teams in the FBS. They're horrible.
Terrible.
They play Kent State this week. I think they play Kent State this week, which I think I put on for my terrible game of the week. I can't remember, but those are by far the 2 worst programs like right now currently in college football. But they still have to play Auburn. They still have to play Texas. They still have to play Tennessee. It's going to be tough. Like, it's going to be extremely tough for them to make a bowl game.
Yeah, no, that game this weekend is bad. That is a bad one.
I'm not going to lie to you. I will be 100,000,000% cheering for Vanderbilt because I know Auburn's going to win 9 out of 9 times. But guess what? When Vanderbilt plays them, it's going to be that 1 out of 10 that Vanderbilt's going to get them.
That's what I'm talking about. Come to the Vanderbilt side, Shane. It's great.
Just come over there and just relax and have
And
a
it's
great
not
time.
even, well, I'm not even going to be cheering for them because it's Vanderbilt. It's that I hate Hugh Freeze and Auburn that fucking much. I hope Auburn doesn't win another game for the rest of the year.
No,
don't care.
Ricky's going to sway you over. You're going to be a Vandy fan before the year's done.
That won't happen.
Yeah, he's going to
Go
sway you.
Commodores.
I'm a Pavia fan. Don't get me wrong. I'm a big Pavia fan. But
You know what,
that's as far as I go.
Ricky? I still don't have an SEC team. I'm going to ride with you, buddy. Let's do it. Go Vandy, baby. I still don't have an SEC team. I don't give a shit about the SEC. Give me Vandy.
I'll be rocking the jersey whenever it comes in.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, man. Historic upset, man. Historic upset. Shout out, dude. Let's hop back to some NFL, kind of run through a couple more of these games so we can start getting to picks. Hey, speaking of a little bit of an upset here, shout out to Cardinals beating the 49ers. Cardinals,
Yeah, they were
sneaky
down.
team, man.
They were down, 23-9 at the half or something like that?
Yeah. Cardinals are a sneaky good team, man.
The 49ers are that bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, something's going on with them, man. I mean, losing C-Mac probably for the whole year, that's a tough one. We'll see when he comes back. Currently, I don't know when he's being odd to come back. November, maybe. But man, Cardinals, I'm telling you, sneaky good team. I'll tell you who's not a sneaky good team. And all right. You know what? I made my bet. I'm gonna have to lay in it, but the Rams sitting at 1-4 are not looking very promising right now.
Told you.
Look, there's still time. There's still time to turn it around. All right. There's still time. It's okay. It's all right. You know, we're fine. Everything's fine. Cooper Kupp's going to potentially come back week 7. Need that. I need it for my fantasy team. He's just sitting there for me. But there's still time. There's still time. But hey, you know what? On another side of things, shout out Shane. You may really have yourself a QB there. Bo Nix slinging it this weekend. Were those his first touchdowns? Let me look. He's got 3 for the year, so he had one other game with his first touchdown. Shout out. It was actually last week versus the Jets when they won 10-9. What a barn burner that one was. But no, I mean, Bo Nix played really well this past weekend. 19 for 27, 206, 2 tuds. Did get sacked 3 times. That is what it is, I guess. But 70% completion. How we feeling over there in Bronco Nation, Shane?
It's a process right now.
It is.
It's week to week. I'm gonna be honest.
It is. When you got a rookie QB, But hey, you know what? Here's the process for you though, buddy. Is that in my opinion, you really do have a coach and a QB who are 100% on the same page. You know what I mean? Because there was like that presser with Sean Payton where he said something about like tough love, whatever, to Bo Nix, whatever. And whenever they kind of got into it, and
then Nix comes out and says,
"Yeah, he just said, I love
what were y'all
you."
screaming about? He's like, "Yeah, he screamed I love you, and I screamed I love you too."
Yeah, so I mean,
okay, dude.
Yeah, so like
Nice.
that's the thing that you got going on there, buddies. You've got a coach and a rookie QB seems to be all on the same page. You know what I mean? And what you're saying that it's a process week to week. I mean, that's how I feel about the Bears, dude. Me and you both having rookie QBs. It's like it's a week to week process. Just getting these guys comfortable. Jags finally got their first win. The Colts have now passed a decade since they won in Duval, which is insane. They have not beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville since before 2014. So whatever magical number the Jags have on the Colts, you know what? I'm here for it. I'm happy for it. Vikings still 5-0. Man, they are still playing extremely well. We had an unbelievable game with the Ravens and the Bengals. Bengals now fall to 1-4. Who would have thought that coming into this year? I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, but I also want to shout out Trevor Lawrence threw for 371 yards against the Jags. And shout out to Tank Bigsby, 13 carries, 101 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's why his name is Tank, baby.
There we go. Hey, Tank balling out for the Jags, baby. That's what we want to see. Hey, as long as we beat the Colts, it's a good year. It's a good year for the Jags. We're here for it. But no, dude, I really don't know how to feel about the Bengals at this point. 1-4. I mean, you got Joe Burrow that lit up that defense. 30 for 39, 392, 5 tuds. What are we doing? And I don't know, man. Like, what happened? Like, I saw some conversation around it that towards those last plays, like they just kept trying to run the ball. It's like, dude, put it in Joe Burrow's hands, bro. He's lighting them up. What are we doing? I don't know. I'm seeing some Bengals fans calling for Zach Taylor's head right now. So we'll see if that continues to be the trend going forward. But man, I don't know. That was an intense game there. Went to overtime with the Ravens barely coming out on top. We also had finally a good Thursday night game. God bless. How often do those happen? The Bucs fell to the Falcons 36-30 in overtime. Kirk Cousins balled out. Baker Mayfield also played pretty well, if I remember correctly. Yeah, 19 for 24.
Kirk Cousins threw for 509 yards. That's insane.
Can we also talk about the fact that it was on Matt Ryan night?
Not only that, but
broke Matt Ryan record.
Broke Matt Ryan's record on Matt Ryan night. Can we talk about that? That's Matt Ryan's luck, bro.
But dude, not only that, but Kirk Cousins threw almost in one game with Deshaun Watson thrown in the entire year.
Yeah, right. Look, bro, Kirko, man, he's here to play. All right, I'm telling you, I think the Ravens are going to be a legitimate threat, dude. I really do. Been saying that for a little bit. Also, apparently, Drake May is going to get his first start this weekend for the Patriots. So, buddy, we'll see. We'll see if that's going to be a dumpster fire or not. With that, how bad that offensive line is. Derek Carr apparently got injured last night. Spencer Rattler is going to be a strong candidate to potentially start. So, that'd be something. We can see if Spencer's going to sling at the NFL level. You know what I mean?
Doyle rules. No, he doesn't.
I think he does. I mean, I don't think they win the game, but I think he puts up numbers. He looked good in training camp.
That's interesting. Here's an interesting quote from Commanders defensive lineman Jonathan Allen about Watson, saying that he thinks Watson's struggles could be due to things that are above the shoulders, is what he said. 106.7 The Fan. He said, if I'm being honest, he looks like a player who's had stuff going on above the shoulders. So definitely a confidence thing that's going on. I always tell people, it doesn't matter how great of a player you are. If you don't have confidence, you are not a good player. I would say that is the biggest difference. I can see that right now for him, 100%. Like, just the confidence isn't there. You know what I mean?
And I think the confidence is not there because he's not grasping that fucking offense that Stefanski's trying to push him.
Right. You know, and I agree to that. It's like you kind of finished talking about. It's like I just don't think he's the right fit. I just don't think he's the right fit for that offense, and I think it's showing.
Because with quarterback, I mean, you got to remember, you not only have to know your job, you got to know every offensive job, just like a middle linebacker or whoever your captain is on the defensive side of the ball. You've got to know everybody else's position and what they need to do on that play better than they do.
Yep.
Because if they don't know, who do they come ask on the field? The quarterback.
Right.
It's the same way with the point guard in basketball. We were just talking about this with some of the players the other day on the senior high team, and the point guards just get brutally coached because that's the same thing. They're expected to show that kind of leadership.
Yeah. Which, just a different level of leadership that goes into being the QB, because like what Shane just said, you gotta know everyone's job for them. You know what I mean? That's what makes the greats from the OKs.
You almost got to know it better than they do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a tough job being a QB, man. It really is. Also, random little fun fact. Now, I don't know if this would be everything across every single app, or if it is strictly just ESPN, because that's the one who posted it. But let's just pretend it's across everything, just as a fun little shout out. Shout out Shane, congratulations for being in the top echelon of the world. Only 4.7% of fantasy football teams are still undefeated after week 5. So shout out,
Good Shane.
And look at that top echelon for you there, buddy. Currently 5-0
Boys,
in our fantasy
I did some math. I have not lost a fantasy football game since
middle of last year.
Since December of last year, boys. I mean, come on. I'm starting to be the king of this shit. Come on now. Somebody's got to challenge me because this is getting too easy, boys.
Boy, I'm right there behind you. What are you talking about? We on that 3 weeks in a row. We 4-1 right now. Trash of the year is coming, Bubba.
Who was the one that gave you who was that one that gave you the loss though?
Was it you? I don't know if we've played yet. I don't know who it was. I legit have no idea who it was. Let me look. Was it you?
I think so.
It probably was. Let me look. So I beat Jacob. Beat Brady barely. No, it was Tyler. Tyler beat the fuck out of me. So I don't think we've played yet. Yeah, we have not played yet. So I beat Steve week 1. Tyler beat the brakes off me. And then I beat Brady in a very low scoring effort. Beat Jacob. And now I beat Ricky. Sorry, Ricky. Sorry, buddy.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I don't have an app for it or anything like that. I need to download the app or something like that, so that way I can keep up with it.
You don't have the app downloaded, bro? What are you doing?
You guys realize how much crap I do? Seriously, there's so much crap I do. I forget about some of these things. That's why I hated that we left Yahoo. Yahoo was right there. I have Yahoo for all my fantasy crap, and then we got this, and I'm like, oh crap, I forgot about them.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was the same way at first, Rick, but this app's way better.
I like Sleeper a lot. I just got sick of Yahoo because it would always sign me out nonstop, and it would take me forever to get signed back in. I just got tired of it. I was like, I'm tired of this. This is fucking stupid.
That's understandable. But yeah, I'll get the app downloaded and start keeping up with it more. It's just, I'm telling y'all, dude, it's been tell you what, when you're in grad school, going to school, coaching basketball, and all this other stuff that I got going on, it sucks.
Right.
Oh,
I'm just
hoping.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, I'm just hoping when grad school's over with that things will ease out a little bit easier. But knowing myself, I will find something else to do to keep up my time. It just, yeah, that's how I am.
So I beat Just Bisque week 1.
Miss Nick.
Week two, I beat Nooner. Week 3, I beat Jacob. Week 4, I beat Magic Ninjas.
Brady.
And then week 5, I beat Tyler. Blew his ass out. So I got your payback.
Thank you. I appreciate that, dude.
I beat him by 78.
Now, whenever we play in 2 weeks, just keep it close, and we'll be square.
And this week I play Steve.
Yeah,
and it's funny because I have Jalen Hurts and the Eagles defense. So I'm going to beat him with his own players.
Yeah, perfect. Also, shout out, saw Nick this weekend. He was down this weekend. Let me tell you guys, he was already a big boy. He's a lot bigger boy now, which is good. He needs to be. You know, it's like I was telling Christina, letting her know, like in my mind, he was too small to be a defensive lineman at college level. Like, you know, he's a big kid, absolutely. But I feel like he was a perfect linebacker size. You know what I mean? Edge rush linebacker. He's got good speed and shit. But oh, buddy, he is bulked up. Shout out, Nick, man. Keep grinding, Bubba. Keep grinding. Got to see him this weekend. Shout out to that. You guys ready to get to picks? You guys ready to get to it?
Oh crap! I'm 2-3. I gotta start taking. Oh man, I gotta start taking this stuff up. This is bullshit.
Yeah, and you're the one who's actually sent me the entry money so far. So it's like I'm surprised you don't have the app. Like, what are we doing?
I sent you the entry money so I wouldn't forget. You know what? The rest of y'all need to send your entry money in now, pronto.
What
I will as soon as I get done. As soon as I pay my sales tax this month.
All right, that's fair. All right, let's get the picks, boys. What do we want to do first? College or NFL?
Let's do NFL first. We did college first last week.
All right, let me get some music going. Also, shout out,
Jacob.
Shout out. Liberty is up 17-10 against FIU right now with 6:21 left in the third. So shout out to that. All right, let's get to the NFL picks. All right, let me pull it up. Thursday Night Football, we got San Francisco 49ers heading over to Seattle. Who we got, boys?
I'll take Seattle. San Francisco's been really struggling here lately.
Okay. All right.
I've also got Seattle.
Give me San Fran in a bounce back game. Let's get it. Here we go. The game of my two teams, baby. This is going to be entertaining to watch in London. So Jags' second home, Jacksonville and Chicago. Give me the Bears.
Yeah, I'm actually going to take Jacksonville in this case for the simple fact is that I think they're going to figure things out after starting 0-4. No offense to Chicago's. I think Chicago's a better team, but Chicago's going to have a letdown week, and I think that's going to be it. Sorry, Alex.
You know, if it is, I win either way. You know, that's the plus side with this game for me.
Man, I like the looks of, Trevor Lawrence to Brian Thomas. Not going to lie.
True.
But I think Chicago's a better team. I give it to Chicago.
Hey, there we go. Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Give me the Bucks.
Yeah, I'm also going to take the Bucks here. Too bad that Derek Carr could be out for a while.
That's true.
Give me the Bucks, but I think Spencer Rattler, like I said earlier, is going to spice it up some.
Oh, okay.
He's one of the ugliest people. He is one of the ugliest people known to man.
Whoa.
And he's ugly. That's one of the ugliest dudes I've ever seen in my life.
Whoa. Uncalled for.
It goes between him and Joakim Noah. So I'm just telling y'all right now, they're two ugliest men I've ever seen in my life.
Whoa.
No wonder we've been sued. Holy shit.
Yeah, shout out to us. Shout out to us for your favorite football podcast that almost got sued. Can you say that about your other football shows? I don't think so. We have been almost sued. And it's like every week, man, we have the ticker down on the bottom, and I have one moment of the ticker that says, "Will Ricky say something to get us canceled today?" Find out. Stay tuned to find out. It never fails.
If we get sued because I say someone is ugly, I'm done. Like You're
paying for it. You're paying for it, Bubba.
that just tells me how weak America is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the
That's-
home of the free, freedom of speech. They're
Look,
ugly.
Listen. I
Look.
paid. Oh, there it was. The Ricky cancel thing just passed us. Look, I paid the last one. All right, you got this one, Bob. If we get,
Hey,
like we said earlier, that's coming out of your teacher's salary. God damn it.
that's coming out of your pay, Bubba. I ain't paying that one again. Once I get that form sent to me via email, like I did last time, Bubba, it's all you, man. You handling that one. I'm gonna forward it straight to you. It's like, hey, the email that I got from who I got it from. It's like, hey, Pat, pair up with your attorney on this. You can pass this off to your attorney. They can chat with us. When I see that, I'm like, bet, Ricky, here you go, bum. You go through this and you handle it.
You're being sued for defamation.
All right, let's move on. Arizona at Green Bay.
I'll take the Packers.
I was 50-50 on this when I was literally sitting here selecting my picks. Going from Green Bay to Arizona, back to Green Bay, back to Arizona, but I am going to go with Green Bay. Go, Pat, go.
Give me the cards. I like the cards here. All right, Indy and Tennessee. Give me Joe Flacco. They almost had a hell of a comeback against the Jags there. Give me Joe Flacco and the Colts.
Same.
Yeah, same. Yeah, Tennessee's bad. I'm surprised they're 1-3.
True. Cleveland and Philly. Give me Philly.
Give me Philly.
I really want to pull the upset on this one, for the simple fact is it can't get much worse in Cleveland, but it's probably going to. I'll take Philly.
Houston and New England. Give me Houston. I feel bad for Drake May this weekend.
Give me Houston.
Yeah, but Houston's defense isn't that great though. I don't think it's going to be as bad as what you think.
New
it
England's
would be.
line is terrible though.
But that's the thing though. Their line is terrible, and they're just not very good. But it's not as bad as what I would put. It's not like they're going up against Kansas City.
Yeah.
Yeah, Houston's going to win the game. But I'll yeah.
Washington and Baltimore. Give me the Ravens.
Give me the Commanders.
Ooh. Ricky.
I want to take the Commanders on this one, Shane, but this is on the road. Baltimore has really started to figure things out, and I think defensively, Baltimore is going to be the best team they've played so far. This is going to be a test game. I pray that you're right and the Commanders win. Give me Baltimore in this one.
Chargers coming off their bye, I believe. Going to Denver. Give me the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Yeah, I've actually become a believer in the Broncos. Now that Bo Nix, hopefully Bo Nix will continue, but Bo Nix has to play well in order to win this football game. If he does not play well, it's not gonna be pretty. But I will take Denver.
Give me the Denver.
Pittsburgh at Vegas. Unfortunately, it looks like Minshew Mania has come to a close in Vegas. Aiden O'Connell's starting this weekend. So give me Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and it's like I said, it's the Raiders being the Raiders once again. It's no different from Oakland than what they are in Vegas. It's absolutely pathetic. But like you said, it's come to an end. Give me Pittsburgh.
Give me the steel curtain.
Atlanta and Carolina. Atlanta, move on.
Yep. Atlanta, move
on. Detroit and Dallas. Give me the Lions.
Yeah, the Lions though they've played some pretty close games too, but unfortunately, it's the Cowboys. They're going to be the Cowboys. It's okay, because my Commanders are still going to be number one in the division after this week anyway. We're good.
You just going to ride with that and say you call
Give me
it.
the Lions.
Exactly.
Cincinnati and the Giants. Oh, buddy. Give me Cincy, I guess.
You know what? Since you guys give Daniel Jones so much crap, I'm picking the Giants.
We'll appreciate that free pick. Give me Cincinnati.
Buffalo at the Jets. Give me Buffalo, but I feel like this could actually be close.
I'm actually going to flip my pick, guys. I was joking. Anyways, yeah, I'll take Buffalo.
Give me Buffalo.
All right, let's get to college picks, boys. Let's get to college picks. All righty. All right, let's get through it. Coastal Carolina at James Madison. Give me James Madison.
You know, James Madison lost to Monroe this past weekend, and it was a very close ball game. And I know Coastal Carolina is very, very good, but I hate to be Coastal Carolina right now because James Madison should win that football game.
Give me James Madison.
Middle Tennessee State at LA Tech, one of the candidates for a terrible game of the week we had. Give me Mid-10 State. Give me, what was that? Who was that? Is that the Blue Raiders? Blue Riders? Blue Riders.
Blue Raiders.
Riders, whatever.
Give me La Tech.
Yeah, I mean, this one's going to be interesting because, like you said, both these teams are absolutely pathetic and horrible. And La Tech does come to play Arkansas before too long, and I think they're going to need a little bit of motivation. I'll take La Tech.
Memphis at South Florida. Give me Memphis.
I'm taking South Florida. Memphis has really struggled as of late. South Florida's on the up end. I'm going to take South Florida.
I'm taking Memphis.
Okay. Utah at Arizona State. Give me Arizona State at home for the upset. No reason behind it. I'm just feeling spicy on it.
This was one of the games that Brad and I also picked from, and I picked Arizona State because of the same reason. They're at home, and they are much better. Utah State does not look very good right now, and both of them are 4-1, by the way.
Yep.
Give me Utah.
Next up, we got some Ivy League play here. We got Dartmouth and Yale. Give me Yale.
Yeah, Yale is a good one. In the words of the great Eric Matthews off Boy Meets World, give me Yale.
Give me Yale.
All right, South Carolina and Alabama. Give me Bama in a bounce back. Are you gonna call South Carolina, Ricky? You know you want to, Bubba. I put this game in here just for you, Bubba.
I want to so bad.
Do it. Call the
I
Cox.
want to so bad.
Call the Cox.
Oh. Give me South Carolina. I'm taking South Carolina.
Here we go.
Give me Bama. If South Carolina wins this game, they may just fire DeBoer before he leaves the stadium.
Oh my
They should
God.
have hired him. They should not have hired him. I said that strongly. They should not have hired him. He does not have the D1 experience. He has not. I mean, I get winning quick. He's won quick everywhere except for the one school that he was with the NIA school for 5-6 years, whatever it was.
Yeah. All right, next up, one of, I'm assuming Tyler's games. Davison at
Where did this
Dayton.
go, Tyler? Give me Dayton. Davison's good at basketball. Both these teams are basketball schools.
Yeah, give me
Like
Dayton.
literally.
Can we put like a week suspension on his picks or something?
Please.
Please.
And what is this crap? He wanted to come back to ATFS. He's been on one episode. Come on, man.
Yeah, I was giving him shit about that earlier. It's just like, dude, you haven't been back on since the season kicked off.
And he's giving us picks like this.
He's just here to watch the world burn. Give me Dayton.
Give me Dayton, and it might as well be the St. Mary's Blind School against St. Mary's Deaf School.
All right, Wisconsin at Rutgers. Give me the Scarlet Knights.
Yeah, Wisconsin's coming out of their shell, though. That's the thing. Really coming out of their shell. But you know what? I ride with Vanderbilt. I'm going to ride with Rutgers. Give me Rutgers.
I actually moved my pick over. I was Rutgers, but I'm going to Wisconsin.
That's fair. All right, next up, Washington at Iowa. Give me the Huskies.
Give me Washington.
I'm going to take Iowa here just for the simple fact is that they just had a big game against Michigan. Iowa needs to win this football game. And so that's why I'm going to go ahead and go with Iowa.
All right, next up, Georgia Tech, North Carolina. Give me Georgia Tech in this one.
Same. Give me Georgia Tech.
This one's tough for me, though, guys, because North Carolina knows how to score, and they throw the ball quite a bit. I'm going to take North Carolina.
Listen, I'm low-key a North Carolina fan. They've got Criswell, an Arkansas guy, transferred from North Carolina to Arkansas, then back to North Carolina. Look, I'm a big fan of his. I hope he does well, but I think Georgia Tech wins the game.
And Georgia Tech does have better defense. I'll switch it. Georgia Tech.
Next up, we have Fordham and Holy Cross. A couple of crap
Right.
teams in the FCS. But, man, what a fall-off for Holy Cross because they were actually a pretty solid program there at FCS play. What a fall-off.
Well, Holy Cross's quarterback,
Yeah.
I believe.
He's the one that went to UNLV.
Yes,
Yeah.
he's at UNLV. Yeah.
Was.
So that's
Was
that's
at
one of those
UNLV.
ones where it was. Yeah. It was. Yeah. He's traitor.
Give me a Holy Cross, but this is going to be a battle of the crap at FCS play this week.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same.
Next up, Maine and Delaware. So I noticed this, and I wanted to see if you guys could give me an answer on this. I noticed Delaware, they're 5-0. They're playing some good ball, but they're not ranked in FCS ranking. Can they not be ranked since they're jumping to FBS next year?
No, I don't.
They didn't even get
think
votes, I
so.
don't think. Like when I was looking at the voting, they didn't even get any votes, and I'm like, I feel like Delaware is playing some good ball, but maybe they're just not that. Maybe they're not as good as I think. I don't know, but give me Delaware.
Give me
Yeah, who are they playing?
Maine and Delaware.
Yeah. Give me Delaware.
Next up, another one of Tyler's picks. Butler and Drake.
2 more basketball schools. No one gives a crap about, but I'll take Butler.
Give me
Give me
Butler.
Butler.
Another one. Well, this one wasn't Tyler's, was it? Ricky, was this one yours? No, was this Jacobs?
No, this was Jacobs.
What was that? Charleston Southern at Lindenwood?
Lindenwood.
That's Tyler.
No, I
That
think
is
that was
Tyler.
Jacob.
Why are we doing Charleston Southern Lindenwood? Is this a terrible game?
No, I think he had it as his game of the week. It was his game of the week
What the
pick.
hell are we?
Also,
What the hell are we
I'm
doing?
going to touch on that here in a minute. I'm going to touch on the game of the week here in a minute, but we'll get there. I don't know anything about either of these teams. Give me Lindenwood.
Give me Charleston Southern.
Let's see here. I don't know anything about these teams either. I'm afraid to pick because I really need a good.
I just
pick
think
here.
Lindenwood's logo looks cooler.
It probably is. Yeah. But anyway, I've heard of Charleston Southern before. I've never heard of Lindenwood. Yeah, I have. I can't
See,
remember
I've
who it
heard
was
of the
they beat,
schools,
though.
but I don't know anything about their teams this year. So I'm just calling with Lindenwood because they got a cool logo.
Yeah, I'll take Lindenwood. So speaking of which, when it comes to Delaware, they blew out Bryant, blew out North Carolina A&T. They barely beat Penn, blew out Sacred Heart, and they beat Monmouth. They really do not have a tough schedule at all.
They're receiving no votes at all. I figured they'd at least be at the bottom of the 25s. Yeah, 25,
They
24.
do play at Villanova toward the end of the year, though,
Oh, that's a top 5 team right there, baby.
and they also have Richmond on the schedule. So we'll see.
Okay. All right, next up, and I am skipping this one on purpose as well for a meme here in a minute. California at Pittsburgh. Give me Cal in this one.
Yeah, I mean they've played well. Pittsburgh's one of those schools you just never know when they're going to win or when they're going to lose.
Yeah.
But I'll take give me Cal.
Give me Pitt.
All right, Penn State at USC. Give me Penn State.
Absolutely, USC has fallen off the wood, and I cannot. I'm so happy.
Give me Penn State.
Cincinnati at UCF. Give me UCF and hopefully a bounce back.
I agree.
I'm taking
Same.
Cincinnati. I'm taking Cincinnati. Central Florida looks awful right now.
They do.
They have had 2 really bad losses. I'm
Yep.
gonna take Cincy.
Texas and Oklahoma for the Red River rivalry. Give me Texas.
Doesn't matter who I pick. I'm always wrong with this game. I've been wrong with this game for I think I've gotten this game like once in like the last 20 years that I've been picking games. And so I'm picking Texas because they're definitely the better team. But Oklahoma could win this game. And believe it or not, Oklahoma's actually dominated as of recently.
Yeah, give me Texas. But like we said earlier, it's the Red River rivalry. This
What
game,
mouthful.
no matter how good one team is or how bad another team is, this is kind of like Arkansas and Texas A&M. It doesn't really matter how good or bad the teams are. It's going to come down to the wire.
True.
But Texas is a better team.
Stanford and Notre Dame. I am not a believer in this Notre Dame team, but Stanford is not a top tier program right now. How you guys feeling on it?
Listen, I'm just going to say college football is better when Stanford is good. I hate seeing them the way they are right now. But I'm going to go Notre Dame.
don't want to pick Notre Dame to win this game, but I have to.
Okay. Give me Notre Dame. Give me Notre Dame. Next up, we have Ohio and Central Michigan. Just because, fuck Jacob, he makes me mad. Give me Central Michigan. For context, he's Ohio in our dynasty right now. So fuck Ohio. Give me Central Michigan. Give me the Chippewas.
I agree, and that's the whole reason why I'm also going with the Chippewas of Central Michigan.
Fist bump. Other way.
Yeah,
Other way. There we go. Boom.
I also think Central Michigan's a better team this year. Ohio has actually slipped quite a bit, and so they've slipped quite a bit.
All right. Next up, Arkansas State, Texas State. You know, I don't think they've dubbed this as a rivalry game yet, but they need to. I think this would be a fun rivalry game for Arkansas State.
No, because there's more Memphis than anything. If they ever,
Well, that's already an established one, but that's like Arkansas State's only rivalry, I'm pretty sure. Like only notable one. So it's like, let's just look, if Arkansas can pull out a random rivalry out of their butt with the battle line, they can do Arkansas State, Texas State, all right?
Time out. That was not Arkansas. That was the SEC pushing it.
I'm aware. So the Sun Belt can push this.
And frankly, it may be a better rivalry than Arkansas and Missouri. So
yeah, facts. I don't know. Give me Arkansas State in this one.
I'm going to take Texas State because Arkansas State's offense is not near as good as what it was last year. And for the simple fact, this is at Texas State, even though Arkansas State did score 70 points against this team last year. But I'm going Texas State.
You know, I've been hounding on Arkansas State not being as good as people think they are, and you've been giving me shit all year about it. And the one time I'm picking Arkansas State, you're going to pick against them is absolutely freaking insane. Go Red Wolves. Yes, you have.
Crap about it.
And go back to the preseason rankings when we were doing each conference. I dogged on Arkansas State, and you and Jacob gave me shit for it.
What, dogging on our? Oh yeah, yeah. Because I didn't think they were going to be very good this year. Not like they were last year.
Go back and watch.
It's
Watch the tape.
It's called a fair evaluation. Jacob picked them to win the conference. I picked them to go 8-4.
Watch the tape. Roll back the tape. All right.
And I don't know. Hang on, one more. And if my memory's correct, sir, you said they would play a close game against UAPB last year, and they beat the crap out of them. I told you they had 0 chance. Okay, let's move on.
All right, Washington State, Fresno State. Give me the Cougs.
Give me the Cougs.
The Cougs should win this game pretty easy.
Cougs.
All right, Nichols at Incarnate Ward.
This is going to be a very good football game. I don't know who to pick here. I'm going to pick Incarnate Ward.
Yeah, Incarnate Ward.
Yeah, it is just for the simple fact is Nichols has not really lived up to that potential they had, but they've also played a very, very tough schedule. Would not surprise me if Nichols wins it, but I'm taking Incarnate Word.
Same.
Ole Miss and LSU. Give me LSU at home.
I'm taking Ole Miss.
Hold on. This will. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull a Ricky here and do a 10-second little research here. Where is this game? It is prime time, under the lights in LSU. Give me LSU and Death Valley. Yeah.
You make a good point.
LSU.
You make a very good point. I'm taking LSU. I didn't even think about that. You make a very good point, sir. Good job.
God, this cough is pissing me off. All right, next up, Vanderbilt and Kentucky. You know who it's about, baby. Give me Vandy. Come on, Ricky.
The biggest issue I have with picking Vanderbilt out, Kentucky's defense is so good.
Give me Vandy.
Kentucky does not have an offense. Give me the Commodores, baby. Vanderbilt, you know who it is.
I was about to say, they just got done beating Alabama. Their water boys are 5 stars, okay? Give me Vandy.
Yeah, here we go.
Which is why it's the greatest upset in college football history.
All right, Kansas State at Colorado.
I'm taking Colorado.
I am too.
I
Give me
can't believe I'm
the
saying that.
Buffaloes.
I can't believe I'm saying that because this team looked like complete garbage the first couple of weeks, and all of a sudden they look like one of the top teams in the country.
Give me Colorado.
Oh, here we go. All right, three-peat. All right, next up, we're at our game of the weeks. So first, let's do FCS game of the week, which I think this is the first FCS game of the week. Really the first game of the week in a long, long time where I had to just flat out overrule the votes because no one put this game in, and it's clearly the best game on the slate this weekend. No one put this in. And I'm just like, bro, this is a battle of the two top teams in the FCS, and no one picked it for game of the week. I had to overrule everyone vote on that one, so I apologize. And that is Idaho at Montana State. I think Montana State is probably going to be the one to walk away with the dub, but give me the Vandals. I'm going to ride with them.
So honestly, I flew right past.
It was
this
at the
game.
very
Didn't even
bottom.
see
It was at the very, very bottom. Last game.
I didn't even see it. Now I'm usually very good about picking.
Last game on
big-time
the
games.
FCS portion of the games. So, like, I'm not surprised it got missed because of that. And, you know, maybe some, you know, other people, like, you know, just kind of throwing in some games that based on what the first person put in, whatever, because I do that sometimes, too, when I'm looking at stuff. But, yeah, I was shocked that no one put this in. So I was like, all right, I'm going to have to overrule the votes this one time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to take Montana State because they are the better team. I don't think Idaho is near as good as what they were last year. For that reason, I'm going to take Montana State.
Make it a three-peat. Montana State.
Well, see, I'm officially locking in Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm officially locking in
I'll
the
roll with
Vandals.
Ricky then.
Yeah, but
I'll
I
rock
do
with the
think
old
Montana
news.
State's the better team, but I still think the Vandals can pull it off. All right, next up, we have our FBS game of the week. We have Ohio State and Oregon with no surprise on this. Give me Ohio State. I think they're going to be able to pull it off this weekend, even though it's at Oregon. It's going to be a damn good game, though.
I mean, it should be, but I don't know how good of a game it's going to be. I think Ohio State that much more dominant. So I'm going to take Ohio State.
And then, of course, we got Shane throwing up the duckies down there. All right. And then lastly, we have terrible game of the week, which, you know, always love to make history. So for the first time ever in ATF history, we have a double header for terrible game of the week because both these games are so bad. They both had to make the list. First, we have Ball State and Kent State. Then we have Texas A&M Commerce at Northwestern State. All four of these programs are dog shit in every way. Like, oh my Lord. You can't pick between them. Kent State is the only college at FBS play to not lead a game this season. For that, give me Ball State.
Yeah, I'm taking Ball State as well for everything that you just said. And like I said before, preseason, Kent State was ranked the worst team in FBS.
Give me Ball State.
And then for the other one, I don't even know, man. Both these teams have not won a game yet. Northwestern State, unfortunately, they had some very tragic things that took place last year that caused them to miss some games. But I mean, they're both just terrible teams. I really don't know. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to flip a coin here on Google. So heads is going to be Northwestern State because they have a head for a logo, and tails will be Texas A&M. So I'm flipping my coin here. Let's see what we got. Heads. We're going Northwestern State, boys.
So the biggest difference, though, between Texas A&M Commerce and Northwestern State, Texas A&M Commerce has actually been competitive against some pretty decent teams for their level and just come short of weight. Northwestern State has had one competitive game, and it was against Prairie View, and then they've been blown out everywhere else. I'm taking Texas A&M Commerce.
I don't care how good or bad a team is. I will not ever, as long as my heart is beating, pick a team with it Texas A&M in it, going Northwestern State.
There we go. Music ended on the perfect time too.
So if it's Texas A&M Commerce versus Ohio State, I'm sorry, yeah. So versus Ohio State, I'm sorry, I probably I misread that. What if it was Texas A&M Commerce against someone like, I don't know, Ouachita Baptist?
Give me Ouachita Baptist.
Okay.
It's a Bryant Hornet strolled out there on a Saturday night to play Texas A&M Commerce. I'm going blue.
Calm down. Calm down. Jesus Christ. Also, final shout out on the one game we got going on. Liberty is now up 24-10 with 10:43 left in the fourth quarter. Shout out to that. That's our picks for the week. I think that's it, boys. You guys got anything else?
Also, shout out to Harding. They're still dominant.
True. Shout out to UCM. They're playing well. They've had a few stumbles here or there. I think they've lost 2 games so far, if I remember correctly. A few stumbles. But I think we can get it together. I think they can get it together. We'll figure it out. Shane, you got any shout outs?
Nope.
Okay.
Just got 3 words for you. Woo, pig, suey, baby.
Got a bye this week, so we ain't got to worry about losing. But hey, has your sister's brother, has he gotten any playing time yet?
No, he's redshirting this year.
Oh, I think you've told me that already.
Yeah, he's redshirting this year. So that's how he was apparently able to even come down this weekend. Because like when I was told he was coming down, I'm like, doesn't he have to like be there? No, he doesn't have to be there. So no, he's redshirting this year. Honestly, like I mentioned earlier, dude's just bulking up. Like obviously same height, hadn't grown in the height department, but man, he is bulking up, which he needs to. If they're going to keep him down at the defensive line, especially interior defensive line, he needs to keep bulking up, man. He was already a big kid as it is, but hey, man, just keep bulking up, keep grinding. I noticed that when it comes to all the captains for UCM this year, 2 of them are from the defensive line room. So, look, anything he can soak up, needs to soak up for sure. And he'll be a superstar for the UCM Mules here in a couple of years. Shout out to that. All right, boys, music's playing. Last thoughts here. We're getting out of here.
Yeah. Shout out to Tucker Kraft, the greatest tight end ever.
Hey, on a roll, baby. Couple weeks in a row. On a roll, man.
4 catches, 88 yards, 2 tuds.
Man, on a roll, Bubba. Shane.
He beat him by himself.
Last thoughts, my friend.
What do you say, my last thoughts?
All right. Woo Pig Suey, he said, was his last thoughts. So shout out to that. Ricky, have a good one. Shane, have a good one. Shout out to Agent Inc. Shout out to Rogue Energy. Shout out to the Discord. Be a friend, tell a friend. Hopefully we'll be back next week and not take a random break if someone's sick or we have a lot of stuff going on. Have a great weekend of football. It's going to be fantastic. Bye.